That was the craziest thing. The only way I could fix the orientation lock, which wasn't on by the way, was to end the stream. It would not fix itself. I don't know what that was about. Oh man, I am so tired. There we go. I need to get YouTube Studio open. There we go. Well, I guess I'm good. Oh, mother effer. I'm on Wi-Fi. So I don't know why. Wow, that takes a long time. I don't know why Twitch takes such a long time to come back online when YouTube is like almost instantaneous. And why does it totally restart the stream? That's what I don't get. Whatever. We're good to go now. Another swig of coffee to try and wake myself up a bit. Oh, we're gonna try to do at least 10 miles today. And I think we'll do a similar route that we've done actually quite a bit. We're gonna hit the road that goes across the base of the mountain all the way down to 10 Mile Park. Maybe do a loop around 10 Mile Park and then come back along the, I don't know what it's actually called. I just call it the railroad trail because it's an old railroad bed that they built a trail on. So I'll just call it the railroad trail all the way back to Centennial Park and then back up to here. I actually don't know how far that is. So it'll be interesting. I would guess and say that should be right around 10 miles. We'll see. Okay, well let me throw my coffee over here, grab my running vest, throw my hat on, go grab the spare battery, and we'll get going. Man. I do not need all that, but we're going to go for it anyways. I'm gonna wear these gloves. Okay. Got those. This. Okay. I am carrying a full load of water, even though I will not need it, but we're going to go for it anyways. And then grab my extra battery so that we can keep streaming after I run out, because that'll be shortly, because I don't think I charged it all. In fact, I better make sure I have. Yep, I got a full charge on this. Throw that in there. What is in there? Oh, nutrition. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't worn my running vest for a while. Because even a lot of the runs I did down in Arizona, I wasn't wearing a running vest. We were just out running. Okay. I don't think I need my sunglasses, but we'll take them just in case. I think we're good. It's a little bit chilly out there again today. It's in the 30s, which isn't too bad, but it's in the 30s. And then I guess we're gonna go. Oops. Throw that in there. Oh, I forgot to change shoes. I'm actually wearing the Hyperion Maxes, not the Tempos. I'll fix that really quick once we get out there and get down to the lobby anyway. I wish I could see how many people we had on Twitch. I don't know why it won't work. All I see is a big fat 0 on my dashboard, where before I used to be able to at least see it. Okay, hold on. Let me fix this. There we go. Okay, I'm going to change this. So I can put my gloves on. Ooh, it is chilly out here. I think it is a good thing I brought my sunglasses. It's kind of wispy clouds, but I don't know. Yeah, definitely chilly. Chilly? Chilly. Ooh. Oh, that feels so much better. Felt like my foot, something inside my foot needed to pop. Well, it just popped, and that hurt, but now it feels way better. Oh, these people got the Christmas stuff all up. So I was always one of those people that was like, I would get so mad about Christmas stuff being up before Thanksgiving. And a lot of times, it's like the day after Halloween, all the stores would start having their Christmas stuff. Well, then when I moved to Washington, D.C., that changed my perspective. Because we get, especially in the U.S., in Americas, we get, what's the word I'm looking for? Like central focus, not really central focus, like, I don't know how to explain it. Like we're oblivious to the rest of the world, I guess. Well, where I lived in DC, well, anywhere in DC really, it's such a diverse international city that in my building, and we had people from like all over, like so many different. Why are you going so slow? Gosh dang. I'm trying to cross and this dude's like driving down one of the main streets at like 3 miles an hour. But to put it into perspective, because like U.S. is the only people that celebrate Thanksgiving. Well, I mean, Canada does too, but theirs is a totally different date than ours. So the rest of the world is like, out in anything, even though Halloween, I would argue, is not a major holiday around the world, it's still a big holiday. And like the next one after that is Christmas. So for everybody else, it is Christmas season. And living in DC really put that in perspective for me. So now, it's not a big deal. I don't care less. I need to fix my... Get out of this parking lot. I gotta fix my cord here. Hopefully I can. I gotta set you guys down in order to do this. That guy just pulled right in front of that car. Not that the car mattered, or cared, I mean. The car was like, I'm going anyways, I don't care if you pull out in front of me. Oh. And let's talk about this huge, I would even say earth-shattering, groundbreaking announcement that came out this morning about the Ultra Trail World Majors, which is, think of the marathon majors, world marathon majors. Boston and Boston, New York, Chicago, Tokyo, Berlin, and London. Well, now we have a World Trail Majors. morning I have officially ran one of them, but not as it being a major. So, and I want to go back and redeem myself anyways. I was signed up for it somehow. I mentioned it before. Black Canyon is the race I'm talking about. I think it was last week I noticed when I was on my ultra sign up page that I was signed up for Black Canyon, and I was like, how the heck am I signed up for Black Canyon? I don't remember signing up for Black Canyon, and I can't run Black Canyon. I mean, I'd love to run it again, but I can't run Black Canyon because it is literally like the week before the race I'm training for right now. So it's like, that is not going to work. Or maybe 2 weeks before. Whatever it is, it's too close. And I would not be able to recover in time because Black Canyon deceptively is a tough race. And not because it's a tough race, but just because it's a fast race, and then the like vertical you get in the second half of the race sneaks up on you. Okay, I gotta catch my breath. This hill gets me every time because it's right at the beginning of this route. I'm gonna cross the street. But anyways, goodness gracious, this exciting news. And the kind of the big buzz about it is the fact with the timing of it coming right after this UTMB controversy in British Columbia. And so essentially you got this now competing organization that just announced starting next year the World Trail Majors. And I use the term loosely, competing organization, because all it is a association of some independent trail trail race organizations all over the world that have come together and created an association. There used to be something similar to this back in like 2016 to like 2017, whatever. It's a little bit different, but similar. And during the pandemic, that changed. What is this guy doing? I don't know what he's doing. I don't think he knows what he's doing either. It's very odd to have so much traffic on the street, because as you see, it's a dead end. Oh man. Oh, the nice thing about it, there is a trail access point right there if you want to run some of the trails up there, which is pretty cool. Me and Nessa did that one time in the snow because there's a little bit less snow down here. So my plan was to hop on those trails and go down to the last trailhead on this little stretch here and then come back down. Well, for those of you that are OGs with the stream, you know
if we started up a mountain, she loved just going up. Like, she's a lot like me. It's like, where in her brain it was, well, if we're this close, we've got to go all the way to the top. That was her philosophy as well. So she tried to keep us going all the way to the top, as she's like, trying to push through, for her, chest deep snow. So I finally had to just tell her, no, we got to go down. And she was so disappointed. But, man, can we just talk about this? How awesome the view is. Oh my goodness gracious. This is where I just have the dilemma, because I love running up in those mountains, and they're so rugged. But this is where I struggle between here and Bozeman. I love Bozeman. The mountains around Bozeman are way better than these mountains, for the most part. Now, I will say that those mountains up there are just as rugged as the mountains down by Bozeman. But here, like, the most I can get is maybe 8,500 feet at the top of those mountains, where a lot of the mountains in Bozeman, your base elevation is 7,500 feet. So you're climbing, well over 10. And with a lot of the races I do, I need that higher elevation. Plus, I don't know, I just love the whole area around Bozeman. It is so awesome. I love the town of Bozeman, just the vibe and the mindset, which would be because it's such a big college presence there. Where here it's, they did a lot of work on the trailhead right here. Oh, they're redoing it. So instead of going straight up, they're doing more of a switchback. That's cool. But Helena is just old generational wealth, and certain families have a lot of influence here, and because of that, there's not a lot to do. The vibe is not as energetic, let's put it that way, because this influence doesn't allow for a lot of things to be here. To put it in perspective, something as simple as like the biggest news in this city in the last week is the fact that it was released that Chick-fil-A is coming into town. I mean, come on now. Like in Bozeman, that'd just be another fast food chain coming in. Whoop-de-doo. In Helena, it's a big deal. And that's the difference. I mean, Helena's mall even, of course, that was more the property manager of the mall, but it officially closed down probably 4 or 5 years ago, And even then, it only had like 2 or 3 stores. That whole mall has been demolished now, and now you have a bank and I think some sort of medical office going in there. Good morning. Well, if the weather holds out like this, I think I'm going to stay here as long as I can in Montana. But when it dips down, I'm not going to be here. Probably. We'll see. I got to figure out. Most likely I'm going to be here no matter what through Thanksgiving, because I'll probably leave here through Christmas and all that. Man, look at these views. That's what we ran back down yesterday, that street. I just love it. I talked to somebody at the Bozeman Run Club yesterday, or not yesterday, on Saturday. It was her first time there, and she just recently, I guess you could say, moved to Bozeman. But she's lucky enough because she has a remote job. She can work anywhere. So I was talking to her. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to different, mountain towns, just seeing which one I like the best. So she's going to be at Bozeman through January. But she's lived in Durango, Park City, Utah. Now she's going to Bozeman, and I don't remember where else she said she was going to try out. But if I had to guess, she's probably going to decide that Bozeman is her place. Between those cities, I could tell you. I mean, Park City is a decent place too. Now, Durango I like because of the access to the San Juans as a trail runner, but I don't think she would. That's big, huge on her priority. She likes trail running, but she's no, I'm going to go out and run Hard Rock or UTMB or anything like that. But if I don't get into Hard Rock or Western States, I will most likely not do UTMB. Just because of all the controversy and I guess you could say like the true colors of the organization. And truly, I think Zach Miller, he did a post on this the other day. Because he's kind of stayed silent. And, as a sponsored athlete and all that kind of stuff, it's hard for him. Good morning. It's hard for him to I don't know how to say it. There's a lot of turmoil there because as a pro sponsored athlete, he has to run certain races, and on the ultra trail scene, UTMB is like seen as the cream of the crop. Like it gets the most exposure for the brands and all that kind of stuff. And it's like he said, he doesn't know if it was necessarily, when you're talking like the shady dealings of how this all seemed to go down. He said, I don't know if we should blame UTMB the most. Now, he was putting some blame on UTMB. It's like, He's like, I don't know if we should blame UTMB the most or Vail Resorts on this whole shady goings down. Who had the most, responsibility and shadiness? Now I would guess to say Vail Resorts myself, but I don't know. I'm still, like I told you guys before, I had a lot of trepidations about the whole merger a few years ago, and this is just kind of as I said, showing their true colors. I think it'll take a lot for them to recover from this. Now that being said, on the world, the announcement today, there is a race not too far away from Chamonix, France, that is on the World Trail Majors that I've known about, and it's earlier in the year. And that's why I say if I don't get into Western States or Hard Rock, because it would be too close to those two races. It's in June. So we'll see if where does that trail go? What the heck? I've never noticed that before. To University Street. Huh. There's a part of me that kind of wants to take that. I don't have trail shoes on, but let's do it. I don't even know where University Street goes. I say, I don't even have trail shoes on yet. We're going to 10 Mile Park where I'm going to have to run trails. You guys can't see. Hold on. I'll see if I can get this down a little bit more. There we go. Because I either need to go down here or go down up there. One of the two. So let's just do some exploring. I was excited to hear over here on the other end of the park where I was talking about how I used to be public public land or whatever, and now it's all this development and all that. Well, I think there was a lot of public outcry about that. So now the city has annexed a lot of that land back in cooperation with the developer, which is kind of funny because now the developer is looking like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, like it's good PR for the developer, because now it looks like, oh look, they're giving back all this land, which they're not. They're selling it back, and I would guess to say they made a profit off of it, because they would have bought all that land from the city earlier, or whoever it was. I don't know if it's city or national forest, and now selling it back a few years later. So I'm guessing they made a big profit on just doing that. See, this is where we would have came down right there. So that was a nice little detour, I guess you could say. Okay, so we're heading all the way out in that big flat spot out there. And again, like I said, we'll see how far it is. But I think they're doing a bunch of construction over there. Can I go by them? Looks like it. Guess we'll find out. Because I don't really want to go down to the next. I guess we just go down to the next one. But I have road shoes on, and this little cross street up here is gravel. So I would rather stay on the pavement, which is what we just went by, but I don't want to go by that construction. I think when we make it over here to the 10-mile park, it'll be perfect timing because I kind of got to pee. We got probably another mile maybe to get to the edge of the park. And then just on the inside is a pit toilet. I always wondered what this organization is, this bridge. I should look it up at some point. Plus you have to climb up right here too, which like I don't want to go down to go up to go down. Over there is just level across. Oh, okay. The fun thing here is going to be getting across the highway. I always feel bad or feel weird. Maybe not feel bad, but I always feel weird hitting the button for all the little flashy lights because there's no light up here, which kind of boggles my mind why there's not a signal light, because it is the major intersection to come to all of this back here, all this residential area, as well as going across the other side. But all they have is like a little flashy pedestrian crossing thing. Well, the speed limit is 45 right here in this section, but it's right before it changes to 55, so people start like pretty much once you get past the last signal light over here, just floor it to 55. This guy must be going up to where the construction is. It looked like they were doing some sort of utility work up there. Bringing in another backhoe. This is such a cool old house right here. Oh, geez, here comes a semi. I'm coming on this side over here. Dump truck probably. Gosh, I guess late enough in the morning, you think they would have already been up there doing whatever they're doing. I need to figure out my winter schedule, because if I'm going to be here, I might try and find a little part-time job, seasonal job, just to make a few extra bucks, because I can use it. Seeing my breath, so the wind is, or there's not like a real breeze. You can see it's like maybe like a 3 mile an hour breeze I can feel, but it's coming from my left, which is normal for this time of year. Well, it's so cold out here that I can just on my right side, out of the corner of my eye, I can see my breath, and it keeps like, I keep thinking like something's right there all of a sudden. It keeps kind of, not necessarily startling me, but definitely I keep having to look that direction. Wow, we're coming down slow off this hill. I'm only doing like an 11-minute mile downhill, which for me is slow. It's not a slow pace, it's just slower than what would be my normal pace coming down off the hill. But I'm trying to be very reserved on my pace this week, because this is all building up my mileage. Easy miles this week. As I say, I like to essentially shock my system to be like, okay, we got to adapt. And then next week we will back off on the mileage quite a bit. Holy cow, look at that. First time ever got out here to the intersection. There's like nobody. No cars. Big old break in the traffic. I'm actually going to run over here on the pavement because I want to get... There's a lot of exposed midsole on these shoes I'm wearing. So I don't want to wreck it by taking sharp rocks, bedding them into the sole. As much as I can. I say that as we're getting ready to be on Buff Trail for the next few miles. Now or not. Like I said, it's only like maybe a 3-hour little breeze, but I can feel it on my face, that's for sure. So this is where we've been a couple times and turned and everything. We're going to continue out to the park, where you guys have seen me quite a few times actually. But usually I start at the park. We spent a lot of time out here last year whenever I was here, just because it was well, my dog loved it for one, and because it's so wide open I can see her for, you know, essentially a mile. I don't have to worry about her running off, even though there's a couple times she, I don't know what she was looking at, but she got close to the highway, and I was like, get away from there. She'd never done that before. Yeah, they even have a little bench right here. I guess that is kind of a cool view. Can't really see the lake very much. This is Spring Meadow Lake over here, which is a state park. Which has weird rules as far as having pets and stuff here. Like, you're not allowed to have dogs here at like a certain time of the year, and you know, stuff like that. It's just weird. I don't get it. But it is a cool little park. They got a nice little group use area up here, a big pavilion and stuff you can use. And then over here on this side, it's essentially part of it's separate from the lake, but it's part of the same water table. But this is actually owned by this is private. It's owned by the what is it? I don't even remember what it's called now. I wanted to say Rocky Mountain Development Council. You know, it's a little organization for special needs people. But I don't think it's that. It's a different organization. That's the same thing. Gosh dang, I kind of feel like I need to poo. One thing I didn't check is to make sure I have butt wipes in my pack. I think I do, but I don't know. But luckily we're coming up to a pit toilet. Spring Meadow Resources, that's what it's called. So I was like, I don't think it's the RCMDC. That's 10 Mile Creek, which is why this is called 10 Mile Park. 10 Mile Creek Park, sorry. It is actually owned by the Prickly Pear Land Trust, which is an awesome organization, not only in this area, but really around the whole state, that I guess you could say purchases these big plots of land, throws them under the land trust umbrella so that they can't be developed and for public use. Quite a bit. There's a race I like to do in the spring called Don't Fence Me In. They have different lengths of races, but I always do the 30K or 28K, I don't remember, right around there, which raises funds for this organization, or the land trust I should say, so that they can acquire more land to protect from development. So, love the organization. Okay, I'm gonna set you guys down and I'll be right back. Hopefully this person doesn't steal the camera. Somebody's using a wood burning stove. Man, oh man, it's a good thing I stopped because I definitely was having a poo emergency. Man, it is so beautiful out this morning. I mean, you gotta be just kidding me here. Gosh dang, it is just gorgeous out. Like, this is the perfect, you know, I said at the beginning it was a little bit chilly, but it is definitely, as far as running goes, the perfect temperature. I haven't been out here since, gosh dang, probably last May. It would have been before I went back to Northeast, because from Northeast I went straight to Colorado, and then Colorado I got back here just in time to leave for Europe. So that would have been May. End of May was probably the last time I was here. But I hear, you know, there's a lot of people that give the West a bunch of flack from back east because they're like, there's no trees. Well, yeah, but because of that, you can see forever. I mean, look at the views. Oh, I love it. It's the one thing I love about Montana in general, but there's a lot of areas of all the, what we call the mountain states. So Montana, Idaho, mostly southern Idaho, Wyoming, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and I would even throw Nevada in there. Utah, I guess. I forgot about Utah. But the Rocky Mountain states, I guess, is what I should say. Because you get over to like, you know, Washington and Oregon and California, and Southern California not so much, but the Pacific Northwest is just as thick trees, huge trees, as back east. And it's all pine tree, thick pine forest, versus back east that's a mixture, depending on where you're at, a mixture of pine and deciduous trees. And I use the word pine. I guess I should be more specific and say conifer, because they're not all pine. Some are firs, some are spruce. Yeah. I think we'll make 10 miles by doing this. We'll see. This will be a good little route for me to figure out how far it actually is. Like my 12-mile route that I used to do also came out here, but I essentially ran down to Centennial Park along the edge and then continued down all the way to Custer, and then took Custer till it hits the rail trail. Take the rail trail all the way out here, did the loop, take the rail trail back to Centennial Park and back. Well, to me, that's just like, because I thought about doing that this morning, but I was like, that's all. There's no variability there. It's almost essentially an out and back. Even though when you drop down to Custer, you're off of the rail trail, but there's nothing to see on Custer. It's just a busy street. The only reason why I always drop down there is because it had a good, sidewalk, but it's not just a sidewalk, it's an actual asphalt trail versus concrete. And it's off the street. Morning. That's a good puppers there. Such a good puppers. Still haven't heard anything from the breeder. Okay, that was the 4 mile mark. Ended up being a 15-minute mile with my poop break, which I didn't know was going to be a poop break. It was just going to be a pee break. And then as we got closer, my tummy was rumbling a little bit. And then when I went inside, it was definitely, yep, this is going to be a poop break. And then when I sat down, it was a good thing. I do feel 20 pounds lighter, which is weird because I had a good poop this morning too. I don't usually have a 2 poop day, but I did after last week's not eating healthy one bit. I did yesterday make a conscious effort of eating healthier. I think it is, which included a lot of roughage, and I think that sparked my tummy to clean itself up, let's say. Oh man, I just cannot get over how absolutely just perfect it is out here this morning. 37 degrees when I left. I don't know what it is now, but it's not supposed to get too warm today. But 37 degrees when I left. It's definitely not much more than that, I can tell, because I still have my hat and gloves on. And not sunny, but not cloudy. Like there's just enough sun poking through. It's just gorgeous morning. It's too bad I didn't get a full night of sleep. Last night, it's a little weird being back in an apartment versus my van right now. And so I like my neighbor next door. So the guy that owns that, I talked to him last December, I want to say, and he said that he was, because I didn't even know he was back in town. He was away for a while, and he had that rented out while he was gone. And then, because he was doing like a job internship, I guess you could say. Not really an internship, but sort of. But he was back, and then I was talking to him, and he said that he didn't know if he was going to sell it or keep it and rent it out, because he's also grandfathered in like I am, where we can actually rent our apartments. Any new owners as of like 2 years ago or 3 years ago can't. I don't remember how long ago it was, but he was this year going to do the PCT. He's been saving up, so he was going to take on most of a year off and do the PCT through hike, and he's still doing that. He's still out there. He's not done yet. He's close, but he's not done yet. But anyways, so the guy that's in there right now is constantly, he's a smoker, and there's no smoking in our building, and so he's constantly going in and out, in and out, in and out, all the time. So I hear him. But then last night, the guy above me sounded like they're dying up there, just coughing and like doing whatever. And it wasn't like I have a cold cough or anything like that. This was like full on emphysema type of cough. And I didn't finally fall asleep until after midnight because of that. It was loud. I've never heard the person before, so it was loud. Even though I've only been back there for less than a week, so but I've never noticed it in the last week. Oh, but I kind of wonder if it's just somebody visiting, because they were talking really loud too, and I've never heard anybody talking up above me either. Oh man, well, we're almost at the hour mark as far as actual running. Stream's over an hour, but it took us a few minutes because I had to get my vest ready and fill up my waters, all that kind of stuff. Which, speaking of which, I should drink some water. I have not had any yet. Okay, continue on. I was listening to the latest Coopcast podcast by Jason Coop, where him and he brought on I was actually surprised, like very transparent podcasts from a couple other ultra coaches other than him, talking about the business side and some of the stuff they've had to work through, why they charge what they do and all that kind of stuff. And I learned that my prices as a coach, and I don't do it for the money, I love doing it, but it does take a lot of my time. And so my prices as a coach are incredibly lower than theirs. And even, I mean, the three people that we're talking, I mean, these are like top tier coaches. Jeff Browning, Jason Coop, and Heather, oh gosh dang, why can I not think of her last name? I can't think of it. No idea. No, I can picture her face. I know who she is. I've known who she is for a long time, because someone, as a coach myself, is someone that you kind of look up to. But yeah, I definitely charge way less. Even because they have assistant coaches underneath them that are similar in experience level and education level as me. And their going rate is 2.5 times what mine is. So I don't know if I should raise my rates or not. It is surprising I don't have more people, since my rates aren't that as high, but also they're reputable, like CTS, that Jason Coop kind of, I don't even know what you would say his relationship with. He is definitely the face of that coaching organization, because he's been with them for so long. He was their coaching director, all that kind of stuff, and he still does independent contracting as a coach for them. But and then Jeff Browning, I mean, that dude's 52 years old, been in the sport for 30 plus years, and he's still winning 100 plus mile races. So of course, you know, his face on his coaching used to be just him, but he has since expanded and hired on some assistant coaches this year. And then as well with Heather, just tremendous athlete and everything, and so much experience and everything. Oh, I just got my battery warning, so I gotta plug me in, since I remembered, since I knew this would be a longer stream. I actually remembered to bring my external battery. Okay, plug it in, hit the button. I'm actually gonna take my gloves off because I've warmed up enough. My gloves are probably not needed. We'll see when we get running again. Probably be all cold. Look at that, I have my headlamp with me. It's a little strange. I see my signal kind of going in and out. I don't know what that's about, because I could see the cell tower. That's my cell tower right there, a quarter mile away. So that's a little iffy. And I do remember I used to drop my stream here for no reason. I don't know why. I used to joke about it being government jamming, because there is a military base right behind me with a lot of the state government offices there. And by state government, I mean like the highway patrol, dispatch, like control center, I guess you could say, and other things like that I can't talk about. And I only know this because I used to work out there. I often wondered if the backup communications system for, you know, more like natural disaster type stuff, but I guess you could say the headquarters for that is also out here. And I always wondered if that interfered. It's basically like a ham radio type of system. Not exactly, but and this is nothing secret. but it's utilized by all first responders, the National Guard, all that kind of stuff. I always wondered if that had anything to do with like interference or something. That's Mount Helena straight in front of us that we do a lot of climbing on. Depending on what mileage I get today, or this morning I should say, we might be climbing that late this afternoon. We'll see. Because if I do Nessa's route, based upon what I think I'm going to get, if I did Nessa's route, that would put me right about at the mileage I want to be at today. So we'll see. Plus, I need some mountain therapy. That was so awesome. This road championships that I'm training for is going to kill me, not being up in the mountains as much as I want to be, but it's a goal of mine, so we're going to do it. See what we can do. I'll see. I'm going to have to, before the end of the training block, which I mean I'm going to be doing a lot of speed work, but I'm definitely on race day going to have to run faster than I am right now in order to podium like I want. And again, it all depends on who shows up, because any given year sometimes there's a more competitive field than others. Like last year, there was really, on the men's side, one person who won it. And then on the women's side, there was like three that were, pretty competitive. Oh, there's that good puppers again. And it's always iffy because you never know. There's no like world championships per se. Now you could, if you had a really good performance, you could be invited to, I don't know, like the 100K championships or something. But there's no 100-mile world championships like there is on other distances. Like they just a couple weeks ago had the US half marathon championships, and there's a world team for that. Trail championships, I should say. And there's a worlds for that. There isn't. There is I don't know if there's I know there's a 50K road championships. There might be a 50-mile road championships, I don't know. And I'm pretty sure there's a 100K. Oh man, oh man. This is a nice, even though I have road shoes on, this nice buffed out trail has been very nice to run on. But pretty soon, here in about, maybe a quarter of a mile, we're going to be running on asphalt again for pretty much the whole way back. There's that small section that's like this in the middle there, but it is. Hey, buggers. Hello. I also wonder what these people think when I say hi to their puppers first and then say hi to them. I'm sorry, I will always say hi. Pretty much to any animal. before I'll say hi to a person. If they're both come up to me at the same time. Sorry peoples, I'm an introvert. I'm actually impressed I'm able to keep it right around the pace I wanted, which is between 9 and 10 minutes. I don't want to do much faster than that this week. Next week, though, I'll be doing some threshold training, which I got to figure out how I'm going to do my streams, because I can't run, 6 15-minute miles while holding on to a gimbal with a camera. Ain't gonna happen. So I might somehow drive because a lot of my miles I'll either be doing out here at the 10 Mile Creek Park or at Centennial Park. So it'd be the loops. So I might figure out somehow how I can just drive my van over there and just set up a little remote thing that I can mount the camera on while I'm out there, use a tripod, and then it'd be easy for me to just have the camera on the gimbal, and then just use the gimbal for my warm-up and then stuff like that. But we'll see. I don't know how we're gonna figure it out. Because on the bottom of my gimbal, I can easily just put it right on a tripod. Like an actual fixed tripod, I should say. The bottom of my gimbal has a little tripod mount on it. But I can remove that and actually attach it to a fixed tripod. Pretty dang easy. In fact, I might just put a quick connect on it, because I have a quick connect tripod head system that I could use, that I use for my camera when I'm doing video production stuff. So pretty much we got this all the way back. Like I said, there'll be a small section where it'll be kind of buffed out gravel again, but it's pretty much this all the way through Centennial Park, and then we'll have streets, of course, sidewalk all the way back to downtown. So I'll know better when I get to the park, but I might just do a couple more loops in the park to get my mileage for the day. Just depends on how close we are when we get there, because I don't know. I didn't pay attention the other day when we were on this part to know how far we have all the way back, so, or at all what this loop is. Morning. Hi, puppers. Oh, there's a little trail access right here. Huh. All these things that I learn when I'm just out easy running and I have a chance to look around. I don't normally have that. I don't even know if my chat is working. I'm sorry, everybody, but I don't think it is. If people have been talking to me, I apologize, because I don't think my chat is working. It says my chat is on, but now thinking about it, my auto mod messages haven't been flinging through. So who knows? It does seem odd to me that, although I have no idea how many people are on Twitch, but I usually have 3 or 4 people, sometimes more than that. But it's odd that I haven't seen anything here. And that is true talent of mine, is to, even though I'm an introvert and I hate holding a conversation with people, I can ramble about nothing for hours while I'm streaming. Now, when I say I hate having conversations with people, that's face to face. I mean, I love talking to people, but like having an actual conversation is difficult for me. Versus on here, I can talk back and forth with chat for hours. So it'll be interesting when I get back and actually look at my stream manager to see if anybody's been talking, either on YouTube Studio or on Twitch Stream Manager. There's been some goofy stuff. Good morning. Been some goofy stuff going on this morning already. With when I tried to go live, I couldn't get my orientation lock to turn off, even though it was already off. And I even turned it on and off, and I still didn't fix it. I'd actually end the stream really fast and then started back up again. But if anything, I should have had now that I think about it, I should have had a Stream Elements message at the very beginning, which I have not seen. It would still be up on my screen. So I do not think chat is working. I wonder if I turn it off and on. And then, okay, nothing's happening over on the, well, that could be bugged too. Say, I'd feel really bad if, oh, that's the other thing. Oh no, it's on the screen. I was gonna say, there's my new follower thing on the screen even, which I need to update that. I'm actually gonna do 10 push-ups for each new follower instead of 5. As I get my upper body fitness back, I'll even increase that even more. In fact, I should just increase it more anyways. No, because there's those days I get 10 new followers and then that would kill me. Which, by the way, I got 3 new followers the other day. What was that, yesterday? Which pushed me over 120, and now I'm back down to 114 again. Who are these bots that keep coming in and I keep losing? Well, a lot of it, I think, is people followed years ago and delete their account because they're like, I don't ever do anything on Twitch anymore. So they delete their account, and I'm gonna beat this guy. There we go. thinking about it. Somebody was asking me the other day, and pretty much was like, "You've been doing this for how long?" Like we'll be hitting. I'll have to actually look. It would be the 4-year mark almost, I think, coming up. And I'm like, how do you not have a whole lot more followers? And I'm like, it is a very niche group that are gonna follow a running fitness person who's always out there running versus, you know, somebody like, what is her name, Joe Workouts, who always has like 500-600 people watching her. But she's also, not only is she very attractive, but she's also like just super knowledgeable, super buff, not only explaining what she's doing, but talking about proper form and stuff. And she does nothing but, you know, weightlifting and things like that. Or like Cole Runnings, which I always thought I followed him. He was one of my original followers back in the day. His name's Cole Runnings. He's never running. He's always working out, like lifting, doing strength sessions. He's never running on streams. Now he does like recreational race. You know, he competes against himself, you know, for PRs and such. But he never does it on stream. I am definitely the OG running fitness streamer. At least on Twitch. I don't know. I would even say on YouTube, because there's lots of running channels, yes. But they're all videos or vlogs. They're not live streams of people out there running. I took my gloves off and now my hands are getting cold, getting a little bit chilly. So yeah, that's the reason why I don't have a huge community. I love my community. Now it is a little shocking to me on the YouTube side that I don't have more subscribers. I used to have quite a few for me. It was getting close to 1,000, and then I took a 3-year hiatus and lost all of them. I had to rebuild my whole channel. And I think when I rebuilt it, I had like 28 subscribers. And I started uploading videos again and doing things about a year ago, and a little less than a year ago. But it has just been a struggle. I've only gained like 10 new subscribers on YouTube. My videos aren't horrible. They're definitely not the best. They're no, you know, Jameel Curry or Billy Yang or even Ethan Newberry standard, you know, or Seth Demore, Kafuzi, those kind of guys. But I also a different niche than they are too. Well, this road we didn't time right. Usually right here I can get across the other section, and the highway back there I have to wait. Opposite today. But my videos are pretty good. I do talk too much, but I quite often have thoughts and I want to share and that kind of stuff on my videos. I'm very transparent on my videos, let's put it that way. And hopefully, I've been saying this last week, but I keep getting distracted because I have so much other stuff going on. that I haven't been able to finalize yet, but I have about 4 videos, rough edits done for my trip in Europe. 4 more videos, I should say. I think starting with my last run in Lisbon before I left there. And then I have, I think, only one in the Pyrenees. That one I did a rough edit on a long time ago. And I'm trying to do them in order. So I haven't touched that one for a long time. And then 2 in Chamonix, I think. So 4 videos, I think. That's what I have. But I'm really close to finishing up the Lisbon one. Morning. Hi, puppers. Good old, some sort of hound dog. Almost look like a beagle, but I'm horrible about certain breeds, so I couldn't tell you. Unless it's a Vizsla or a Weimaraner or a Golden Retriever or what else? A Pit Bull. Or German short hair. I couldn't tell you. Feel bad because I usually make sure the chat is working before I leave, and I did not do that this morning. And so I feel bad because chances are people are just chatting away, wondering why I'm not responding to them. In fact, I wonder if I can do this. Save. Okay. Now I should be able to see. I may not be able to read it, but I should be able to see if anybody's chatting. Now I am concerned because it says I have nobody on YouTube now. And just 20 seconds ago, I had 3 people on YouTube. Now it says I have 2. So what happened by me doing that little thing on my stream in the back end? What happened? I still wish I could see if anybody's on Twitch. geez, I shouldn't have stopped just because that little little stop right there kind of stiffened up the legs a little bit. But, oh man. So this week is going to be nothing but running miles. Kind of shock my system. But starting next week, one of the things about backing off my mileage, I'm also going to be doing more cross training too. So more bike miles, more elliptical, that kind of stuff. Probably not elliptical. I just don't feel like I get the workout I need in my legs. But definitely some bike miles. Oh, perfect timing. That was nice. I like the smell of curing wet concrete, like the different chemicals and whatever. It is definitely something unique. And I can see the cast that looks like they've removed the cast, but it's still definitely curing, and it is. You can see the steam, I guess you could say, coming off of it. Because curing concrete does create heat. Oh. Here lately, different smells and like diesel exhaust and different sounds and everything just gives me how do I want to say this? It's very nostalgic feeling from when I was a kid. I say working for my dad, but I was pretty much just along for the ride all the time. Well, that was wonderful. I just looked down at my phone. Hold on. Haven't had any issues for whatever reason in the last 3 days. So before I left for Europe, I was getting like freaking spam calls almost hourly, and haven't had any issues with it forever, so I hadn't worried about putting my do not disturb on during live streams. And of course, I just got a freaking spam call, and what that does is it stops the stream, even though it's like I don't want to answer the call and I don't. but it like stops the stream. I wish, I mean, with the do not disturb, it does do this, but I wish if you were streaming like this, that would take precedence over a phone call coming in. And it's like, one of them I got before I left for Europe, you know, they laugh about this extended car insurance stuff. And that's what this one was. And it was like, in the message, you know, oh, have you, you know, basically thought about you know, we have this offer. I guess it wasn't, have you thought about it? It's like, we have an offer for you about your car insurance for your 2008 Dodge. I'm like, I didn't answer it, but because they just left a voicemail. But it's like, you peeps need to get your information together, because I haven't owned my 2008 Dodge for like 4 years or something. I even have one on my old Subi. It's like, I haven't owned that for a long time. And by the way, I don't know how I had like, shoot, the first 2 years I had over 100,000 miles on that thing. So it's like, and now it would be 20 years old. I don't think you're going to offer me any sort of extended car warranty. I even had something about a house I owned that I sold in 2006. It's like, you guys really need to update your record. Whoever you're buying your information from, which I personally think should be against the law, selling information like that to third-party sources. But whoever you bought your information from, speaking of which, the other day, and I have on all my apps, do not track information across other apps. You know, that thing that you can turn off on all your apps. But somehow, I was looking up some stuff for one of my cameras. I needed to get a new external power source little pack for that, conversion pack for that. It happens to be a Canon camera, and like within, I don't know, it was later that night, even though I've never gotten anything like remotely on it, had somebody, I don't know, I had some sort of notification for Facebook, so I logged into Facebook, and Facebook, I hardly ever spend any time in there because there's so many freaking ads and everything in there now. But the very first ad was about Canon cameras or whatever. It's like, how does that work? Because I'm on Facebook on my phone. I was doing the Canon stuff, doing the search on my computer, and I'm not sure if it was through Google or Amazon looking for the product, because I bought it through Amazon, but I was Google searching some stuff on Google. But that was on my computer, and I do not have, that's another thing I have turned off is like Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge or whatever it's called now, both have that. Do you want to share your search or not necessarily search, but your browsing history across multiple devices? And I have that turned off too. So not only was it a separate app, but it was also 2 different computers basically. So how the heck did it know? And yet, as far as the federal government goes, TikTok and China and access to data is their biggest concern. So I'm barely going to get my 10 miles. Thought it would easily be 10 miles, like maybe pushing 11 miles. I think I'm actually going to have to take the long way back to get 10 miles. That means running the street up here all the way to the library and back. But we'll see when we get to the intersection up there. And by intersection, I mean, what is it, Broadway? Or we'll either turn left straight to my apartment or continue on to the library. I was hoping, when I got to the park, I knew I'm not going to do 4 laps around the park just to try to get some extra miles, or 3 laps, I guess is what I would have had to do. I will just do a 10K, or I don't really need to do 10K. As long as I get a 5K later this afternoon, I'll be fine. We plan on doing well, if the weather holds out like this, which I don't think it's going to. I think Wednesday night we're supposed to get snow. But if the weather was going to be like this, I was going to try and do the Helena Ridge, which is about a 15-mile route, just to get some mountain therapy. I'm gonna go across and head up to the street. That guy didn't have his blinker on and he came rushing up to the intersection, so had no idea what he was gonna do. And it would definitely be more time on feet, which is, I'm not too concerned about. I should have just kept up that way. Now I gotta make this weird whoop-de-doo right here. Mileage versus hours. But my goal for this week is around 100 miles, or which for me is about 20 hours of training on an easy week. Now if 15 of those miles are following a mountain ridge, obviously I'm not going to get 100 miles, but it would still be about 20 hours. Now my goal for my race finish, is I would love to be sub 15. And depending on how my training block goes, I could cut that down by quite a bit. But worst case, I would like to be sub 15. Somebody's smoking the reefer. Around here, it is strong. Oh my God. Which, I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't care. I do laugh at the fact that people, oh, there's a little bunny rabbit out in this concrete jungle. Look at that. Look at that little bunny right there. Okay, let's get going before we lose the light. A lot of the controversy about now marijuana is just not the thing for me, and I have nothing against people that do it. I do love the controversy though about ultra conservative people. They're like, it's a gateway drug and addictive and it leads to other things. Now I don't disagree that it does lead to other things, because if you're under the influence of THC, then it'd be very easy for you to be like, yeah, I'll draw some acid or snort some coke or whatever, just because you're way more nonchalant about that kind of stuff. Your mindset when you're under the influence of that. Morty. Yep, we're gonna have to go all the way down to the library, which I thought we would. But no, I don't disagree that it's not addictive, but it's definitely what you would consider habit forming. Because every one of my friends that uses it recreationally, it's not like, I wouldn't say that they need to have it, but it's part of their routine. Wake up in the morning, smoke a joint or something, or lunchtime, hitting a bong. Like two of my friends that I used to live with, that was their lunch break. They went home, ate some food, hit a bong, went back to work. And then the first thing they did when they got home from work at night, was hit a bong again. That's just not my thing. Like, even I don't do a lot of drinking just because it's not my thing as much. I mean, I'll do it socially, but it's not like a big part of my life at all. Like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a drink. Probably the beer I had at the end of UTMB. It's probably the last one. Feeling this uphill. There's part of me that really wants to just run down that way. Maybe get another mile in. If I could do an extra. Well, I'll probably lose you guys. Because I don't think I can go that deep down into that, what they call a gulch. Because it's not really a canyon. I don't know what the technical definition of a gulch is, because there's no valley floor. It's steep, V-shaped drainage watershed, but it's not like high cliff walls or anything like a canyon. I don't know. Tomorrow I gotta figure out another route to get some good miles in where I can still stream. That's the problem. I'd love to go do South Hills because that is a good, just the loop is 9 miles. So then if I add anything extra, which is easy to do, I could easily make that longer. But there's about a 1.5 mile stretch where I don't get good signal. Once I get up on top of the hills, which don't make sense to me because you're facing Montana City, which has cell towers. You should be high enough to catch the signal from any of them on that side of town on Helena. Okay, we just hit the 10-mile mark, so right about where I said I would be if I went all the way down. Nice girl. Oh, my nose is just running. I guess my nose is trying to keep up with me. Even though I'm not running very fast. It's running faster than I am. We're at a 940 mile right now. Okay. No idea if I'm live, if people have been trying to talk to me, any of that stuff. It looks like I've been live the whole time, but I have not had a chat box. So I apologize again if anybody's been chatting and I haven't responded. Let me double check, make sure I don't have anything pop up in my notification center for like new follows or anything. But I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Well, I actually will see you tonight, I guess. As I do a little 5K or 10K, I'll figure it out tonight. But I thank y'all for joining me. For those of you, please smash that follow on the Twitch button. For those of you YouTube, please smash that subscribe button. And follow me on my socials. And I will see you guys this afternoon. Bye, everybody. Love you all.